everybody. We don't have a picture yet, so that's why it's kind of a little odd. And Susie's going to tell me when it's working over there, but I believe it's already working. We're still trying to figure this out after 10 months. I apologize. But, and I also apologize for having to do a little bit of this. So Susie tells me it's up, but I'm not seeing it yet. So let me try this. Gadgets. Hope everybody is doing well. There it is. There's my face. There's... That's not what I want. Let me see. Share to a group. I'm going to do this, this. And again, I hope that these groups that I am sharing this to do not mind. And if anybody out there, if I'm sharing to a page and you belong to it or you run that page and you would rather I did not share to that, please just let me know and I will discontinue doing that. So that's not the right place. Got one more to do here. That's not what I want to do. This confuses me every week. And I can't explain it. So anyhow, I did my best to try and share the live stream. Thank you for bearing with me. And thank you very much for joining me, for joining us. It's another crazy week in the news. I won't talk too much about the craziness, but some very bright spots. Congresswoman Deborah Haaland has been nominated to be Secretary of the Interior. Congressman Haaland is Native American, of course, from New Mexico, and traces her family back 35 generations there in New Mexico. If your family came over on the Mayflower, you're talking 15, maybe 16 generations ago. Ms. Haaland's family goes back 35 generations. How has this not happened before? So anyhow, I'm very happy that it has, and hope everything goes smooth with the confirmation. General madness still in as far as the presidential election, but as I said, I'm not going to talk too much about that now. Maybe a little bit later, but I'm going to do a song from my last album. Was the first song on the album. It's called Goodbye Alberta. I got new strings on the Martin. You may be able to tell. They were getting a little dead. So anyhow, they probably sound a little bit different. Again, thank you very much for joining me. Goodbye, Alberta. I hope your troubles pass. Goodbye, Alberta. They were never gonna last. The rain's lit up, the clouds are broke, my bags are packed and stashed. Goodbye, Alberta. The storms are fading fast. When I lay down to sleep last night, the rain poured on my head. Thunder rolled on through the night. I believed I'd wake up dead. Alberta, she's a fine one. Her cause both strong and true. She'll never leave you crying or turn her back on you. Goodbye, Alberta, I hope your troubles pass. Goodbye, Alberta, they were never gonna last. The rains let up, the clouds are broke, my bags are packed and stashed. Goodbye, Alberta, the storms are fading fast. When I lay down to sleep last night, I turned from side to side. Could not rest, I could not sleep, I was just dissatisfied. Alberta, Alberta, don't cry your tears for me. I'll be back, I will be back, that I guarantee. Goodbye, Alberta, I hope your troubles pass. Goodbye, Alberta, they were never gonna last. The rains let up, the clouds are broke, my bags are packed and stashed. Goodbye, Alberta, the storms are fading fast. Goodbye, Alberta. Goodbye, Alberta. Goodbye, Alberta. The storms are fading fast. Send that out to our friends in Alberta. Thank you very much. What's that? Susie says it sounds good and it looks good, so I'm glad to hear that. We've been playing around with the lighting too because it looked like it was kind of dark, so up until the last minute, that's why I was kind of a little stressy getting started. I had lights, different lights, trying them everywhere, and they didn't seem to help. They just created shadows. So I hope everybody up in the Northeast is doing okay. Crazy amounts of snow, it looks like. Crazy for us in Southern California, anyhow. You may not even, is anybody watching? Martha or anybody?
Yeah.
Well, good to see that Martha is watching. That means you have internet. I don't know how that works. You get all that snow and you still have the internet. That's amazing to me. So. Martha says the sound could come up a bit, but I don't think I can do that, Martha. I think I've got everything just about maxed out. So we may have to look into a new computer for you, Martha. It might finally be down to that. So I'm going to do a blues. This is called Blues at Midnight. It's a song off of the new album, and the new album is still getting just wonderful and amazing reviews. I'm so happy about it. And it's being promoted now in Ireland and the UK. I just got one review yesterday, I think it was, from syndicated columnist in the UK that's syndicated and all across the UK. So a wonderful review there. Thanks very much for that. So I couldn't be happier about that. So thank you very much, everyone, for all your support. This is called Blues at Midnight. Blues at midnight,
blues at dawn. The blues have been with me ever since you've been gone. I can't seem to shake them, they just keep hanging on. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. I can't stop from crying, I can't get no sleep. I can't lose these memories now, they're just mine to keep. The train in the distance with the long lonesome moan reminds me my baby left me here all alone. I toss and turn and I walk the floor. I can't believe you won't come home anymore. The night winds whisper a sad, lonesome song. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. I toss and turn and I walk the floor. I can't believe you won't come home anymore. The night winds whisper a sad, lonesome song. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight, blues at dawn. The blues have been with me ever since you've been gone. I can't seem to shake them, they just keep hanging on. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody else. And anybody else up in the Northeast that's tuning in, Gary Pierce in Bonsdale, out there in sort of western Massachusetts, I guess, posted a picture of his thermometer today at 0. So I know it's cold, and I hope anybody else that's up in the Northeast, give us a shout. I hope you're well, and hope you're tuning in too. Here's another song about a storm in the key of G, just like Goodbye Alberta, I guess, in a lot of ways. But it's called another song from the new album. This is called "Big Rain Is Coming, Mama." And I'm glad to say that the storms for this year have calmed down in Louisiana and Texas. Big year for storms. They had to put up with a lot. I do believe things have calmed down. I'm going to knock on the closest piece of wood I have to me right here. But send this out to Lisa in New Orleans, Rod, everybody else down there, Bob down in Houston, everybody down in that part of the world. Glad you're safe. Hope it stays that way. Again, from the new album, this is called Big Rain Is Coming, Mama. Well, big rain is coming, Mama. Better start to batten it down. Hey, the rich folks all leaving. The big boat's already left town. Well, I got a rusty old bucket and a busted old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, Mama. Better start to batten it down. Well, the big wind is blowing, Mama, the leaves all starting to fly. You better close up your windows, bring all your chickens inside. Well, it starts with a whisper, turns into a scream. Things start to shaking like you've never seen. Big wind is blowing, Mama, the leaves all starting to fly. The big storm's coming, Mama, the water's started to rise. You better start to take cover, try to find a place you can hide. Yeah, let go of your grievances, it's time to move on. Say a little prayer, Mama, we might all be gone. Big storm's coming, Mama, the water's started to rise. Hey, the big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the rich folks all leaving, the big boat's already left town. Well, I got a busty old bucket and a busted old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Well, I got a busted old bucket and a rusty old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Thank you very much. I'm hoping I got all my mistakes out on that one song. I'm probably not that lucky though, so. I'm going to do the title track from my last album. This is a song called, and the name of the album is The Town Where I Live.
Well, everybody says it sounds good.
Oh, good. So the report from Susie is that everybody says it sounds good. I'm glad to hear that. Very happy to hear that. Very sorry about your volume problems there, Martha. We really do need to correct that. You need a better set of speakers or a better computer or whatever it takes. So I've talked to Martha, and I think her rig is getting a little old. So I try and hang on to my computers as long as I possibly can.
I know what it's like. So this song is called The Town Where I Live, and back when I was younger and knocking around a lot, job to job sort of thing, I could get a little discouraged, and I was thinking back about that and how it felt at the time. And I was also kind of looking at my youngest son, Jesse, and he was going through, he's kind of a chip off the old man there in a lot of ways, and kind of has a tendency to do things the hard way, maybe a little more than his brother, I guess, but his brother Matt. But anyhow, I love them both desperately, but dearly, or whatever the good word there would be. I love them a lot, but anyhow, I was thinking about that, and it's kind of tough when you're kind of doing things your own way like that. And he was going through a lot of frustrations, and I kind of remembered a lot of that. So it's what this song is that's kind of the inspiration, I guess, for this song. This is called The Town Where I Live. Well, the town where I live is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Yeah, work's hard to find the town where I live, and it all seems to take a lot more than it gives. They say you're too young, or they say you're too old, or the job's just been filled, boy, you're moving too slow. Hey, well, the town where I live, man, is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Man, I feel like a ghost in this town where I live, hanging out and hanging on, taking all I can give. Sometimes I wonder why I hang around here, but if you ain't got much choice, man, your choice is real clear. I might catch a ride, I might jump a train, but I'd just be someplace where it all looked the same. Hey, well, the town where I live, man, is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Hey, well, the town where I live, man, is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Yeah, you could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. You could waste your whole goddamn life in this ragged old town. Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody. As you can see, I didn't get all of my mistakes out on that one song. There's still a few kind of floating around that are going to pop up. I think I've mentioned before, what happens is I tend to look at my set list and start thinking about the next song and kind of a little something I can talk about. And there you go. You lose the focus.
So this is another song from that same album, not the latest, but the one before that. This is a song called "The Road to Jericho," and the Road to Jericho is an old road. It's an ancient road, runs from Jerusalem to the city of Jericho. And in ancient times, in biblical times, it was a well-traveled route. It was a popular road. It was a well-used road, but it was a dangerous road. It was a treacherous road. You took your chances with robbers and thieves along the road to Jericho. It's where the story from the Old Testament of the Good Samaritan, that took place on the road to Jericho. And this song is the first song I wrote after the elections in November of 2016, and at that time, it just seemed to me that whatever was going to happen, I was very concerned and very worried. I did not see anything good coming out of that election, and I think I've been proven right. This has been this has been a tough 4 years, but the one thing that I seemed to have in mind was that whatever was happening, we were going to all have to go through it together. So we've been down this road. This song kind of refers or makes reference to the discourse, the people disagreeing, even family members. But I think we're getting to the end of this road. I am praying. Not that I'm a praying man, but I desperately hope. This is called "The Road to Jericho." The sun comes up, the sun goes down, shadows lay across the ground. That old dark cloud is hanging low down the road to Jericho. My father said he'd meet me there with open doors and room to share. My brother begged me not to go down the road to Jericho. My mother's voice called out to me long forgotten memories. My sister warned me travel slow down the road to Jericho. A stranger soon came passing by, stopped to rest and dry his eyes. He turned and started walking slow down the road to Jericho. Now all our sins are plain to see. All that's left is what will be. And all the peace we'll ever know is down the road to Jericho. The sun comes up, the sun goes down.
across the ground. That old dark cloud is hanging low down the road to Jericho. Down the road to Jericho.
Thank you, baby. So, that's one with no mistakes. Took me 5 songs to get there. Anyhow, who's keeping score? So I was speaking about Congresswoman Deb Haaland and the amazing fact that she has been, her family goes back in New Mexico 35 generations. I don't know what that is, 3,000 years. Can't be 3,000 years. What am I saying? 600 years. 600 or 700 years. The math I'm not so good at. But perhaps they do go back that far, 3,000 years. Anyhow, I'm going to do a song about my great-grandfather, who was the first in my line of Shays to emigrate here to the States here. And so we go back 3 or 4 generations, depending on which one of us you're talking to, I guess. But 5 if you're talking to Liam, who's not talking yet. So anyhow, Liam is our grandson. He was over here today. Just for not too long, but long enough to take inventory. He comes in and he has to check up on everything that he has. He has a little guitar here. That's the first thing, and all the little toys and the thing. He likes the wind chimes that Susie has. We have to go out and we just kind of do an inventory. We check on everything. So he checked on everything, and they took off, I guess. Anyhow, this song is called John Shea from Kenmare, and it's the story of my great-grandfather who, as I said, emigrated here to the States. He was the first to enlist in the Union Army from the state of New Hampshire. He was captured and held at prisoner of war camps, POW camps, at Libby Prison and Belle Isle, and horrifying conditions. He told an old family story that when he was homesick and heartbroken, as he would have been, he couldn't have been much more than a kid. There he is in a different country, a strange country, in a prisoner of war camp, horrifying conditions, as I said. He used to go out to the perimeter of the camp and sing old Irish songs to kind of, ease his mind, I guess, so to speak. So one day he was out there singing, and a girl outside the camp, outside the POW camp, who was also Irish and from County Kerry, where he's from. Kenmare is in County Kerry, there in the southwest of Ireland. She heard him singing, and she recognized the song. She came up to the fence. This is the way he told the story as it's been handed down. And they struck up a conversation, became friendly, and after that, according to him and according to the story, she began to sneak him food, and he says that's the only reason that he survived the prisoner of war camp there. So we're all here in this little clan of Shays, and my cousins Morgans and everybody in New Hampshire and in Boston and Massachusetts. We're all here for the sake of a song. So, beautiful sentiment. In this case, it happens to be quite literally true, I guess. But anyhow, this is called John Shea from Kenmare. Well, I traveled here from old Kenmare. My name it is John Shea. And these words I sang the reason that I'm standing here today. At Port Hudson I was in the rear, and they took us by surprise.
first to Libby Prison, then to rot there at Belle Isle. The 8th Regiment from Nashua, an oath I signed in blood, to a camp that's filled with cholera, pleurisy, and mud. 4,000 men they brought here, 400 that remain, and every day's a struggle with the hunger, cold, and pain. Well, I wish I was on yonder hill, 'cause there I'd go, cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, 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 la, doo. Well, they took our boots, they took our coats, no blankets could be found, and the dead were left for days on end to rot there on the ground. No wood to build a fire, black water from a ditch. Them that dared to speak a word would feel the trigger's itch. Yeah, well, I would have perished there, I know, so broken and alone, far from the streets of Oak and Mere, my family and my home. But for a young girl near the camp who heard me sing this song, and she ventured close and asked my name and whispered to be strong. Well, I wish I was on yonder hill, 'cause there I'd go, cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, 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 la, doo. Well, I stand here now to testify to the horror that I've seen. My life I owe to that young girl and the bread she brought to me. Hidden there at such a risk by branches, rocks, and leaves. Young girl from County Kerry is the reason that I'm free. Yeah, well, I traveled here from Old Kenmare. My name it is John Shea, and these words I sing the reason that I'm standing here today. And all that follows from me and follows from them too should be glad to hear the words of this sad, mournful tune. Well, I wish I was on yonder hill, 'cause there I'd go, cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, 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 la, doo. Shoo, 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 la, doo. Shoo, 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 la, doo.
Thank you, baby. My baby's happy that, anyhow, she's happy that he's around for the sake of the song I'm around, I guess. Who knows who she would have married. Her mom didn't like me at first, and she used to talk about the boys that Susie should have married or could have married. Didn't slow me down at all, though. Anyhow, Lee Harper's listening. My good buddy Lee Harper. Lee, how are you? I know you had, what'd you do? Bust your ankle, bust your leg? I hope you're doing well. Mike Donahue up in Chicagoland. I wonder if it's as cold up there. Anyhow, that's not that close to the Northeast. I hope you're doing well, Mike. Rick Brown, great audio engineer, goes back so far, so many shows. X, The Blasters, everybody here in Los Angeles, and I think Rick toured all over the world, or at least all over the country with different bands. Martha up there in the Northeast. Hope you're doing good, Martha. I love you. Joy, my sister Joy in Rialto. Joy Flower, the loveliest name on the planet, at least as far as... I'm sorry, what?
I said they're making tamales.
Oh, they're making tamales, so we've got a big audience there. So Joy and her family are making tamales. We're putting in our order. Cheryl Gaffney in San Bernardino. Hi, Cheryl. Hope you're doing good. Oh, Darcy is listening. Darcy and Mike and maybe the baby, Kessie up there in kind of in Reno Sparks. Not in Sparks area. They're south. So they're in the Reno area, a little bit south of Reno, I think. My son Matt and his girlfriend Amber. I'm so glad you're listening. I love you both. My friend Callum Fash Stewart in up there in the Highlands, up there in up in Scotland. Callum is he's an amazing singer and just a performer. We got to do some shows together my last time in Scotland, excuse me. But I was trying to remember because since then, Callum, you've come over here, and so we met up and you kind of sat in with the band that time too. So it's good to see you're listening. Tony Dodd, wonderful singer. I played gigs with Tony for years all over Southern California. Powerful blues singer. Laurel Arntseth. So glad you're listening, Laurel. My cousin
Lulu.
Oh, Susie's cousin Lulu. Hi, Lulu. I'm glad you're listening. Jim Bone. Howdy, Jim. Bill Kuhn up there in Seattle land. Hi, Bill. Thank you very much for listening. My friend Gary Goldmine Elfring in Chicago World, that area. So, got your check, Gary. Thank you very much. Carol and Dave at the sheep farm there in Fulton, Missouri. Train Tribe members, been on many train trips. And I've been to their farm, beautiful little sheep farm there in Fulton, Missouri. It's like, it's amazing. It's a beautiful place. I've been there a couple of times. So glad you're listening. My friend Dave Irvin, also in Missouri, or Fulton, yeah. So the other side of Missouri in Peculiar, Missouri. I just say it like that because it's fun to say. So Dave and his lovely wife Beth, they do their own performances. Please tune into them. Ernie Seitz, hey Ernie. Darylyn Caldill down in Tampa, Florida area, I think. Also from the Train Tribe. Glad you're listening, Darylyn. My friend Lisa down there in New Orleans. I'm glad everything's kind of settled down. I hope you're doing well. My friend Janie Ty Griffin, who I haven't seen much since, well, not since high school, but almost back that far. I was... I don't know, you're a little bit younger. You were closer to high school age, I think. So we go way back to San Bernardino. Mondo from Los Lobos. Mondo, I'm so glad you're listening. Please say hi to all of the guys for me. Peter Martin Homer. Oh, Feeder, I bet. That's Feeder, right? Feeder, how are you? Yes.
I probably got it wrong.
Yeah, that's all right. The names go by pretty fast. So, Feeder, thank you so much for tuning in. My buddy Mark up there in Big Bear. Sal up there. I had you mixed up with my other friend, Salvador. This is Salvador Arana. So glad you're tuning in. I was thinking you were my other friend, Sal, down in Whittier. I think you're up there in up there by Castaic. Tommy Salcedo over there on the west side. Judy Hogan. Up to Tommy, so glad you're listening. Thank you so much for listening and all your support. Judy Hogan up there. We go back almost to high school, I think. Judy, you knew my brother Patrick, I think. So you're up there in Las Vegas area. Trevor Paynton. Trevor, how are you? Mark Gaucher down there on the west side. So glad you're listening. David Macias and Bonnie Braun in Arizona. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And my apologies to anybody that I didn't get to with a mention. We're going to stick with the Irish for another song. This is a song that I got to sing in Ireland when I was there last year. Every time I've been in Ireland, it goes way back. It's as old as a Mayflower. It's as old as Plymouth Rock. It goes back to the 1600s. So I was trying to remember what I was talking about earlier. So anyhow, it's maybe the oldest song I know. I'm not sure. Love to sing this. Sing along if you want.
As I was a-going over Gilgary Mountain, I spied Colonel Pepper and his money he was counting. I drew forth my pistol and I rattled out my saber, singing, "Stand and deliver, for I am a bold deceiver." Mushroom Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, them bright and shiny coins, they sure look fat and jolly. So I put them in my pocket and I took them home to Molly. She laughed and she swore that she never would deceive me. But the devil's in the women, they always lie so easy. Mushroom Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. As I woke between the hours of 6 and 7, with guards standing around me, numbers odd and even, I flew to my pistols, but alas, I was mistaken. For Molly hid my pistols, and a prisoner I was taken. Mushroom Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, they put me in a jail without a judge or jury for robbing Colonel Pepper in the morning bright and early. But they didn't take my fists, so I knocked down a sentry and bid a fond farewell to that cold penitentiary. Mushroom Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. There's some that take delight in carriages a-rolling, and some that take delight in the lawns and the bowling. Me, I take delight in the fruit of the barley, courting pretty women in the morning bright and early. Mushroom Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Thank you, baby.
So that's a little bit of Irish there for you. I was thinking that I sang that song in the town of Limerick. I'd been to Ireland a couple of times before that, touring with Dave Alvin, so I was playing guitar. Dave was very generous, and I think I opened the shows in Ireland. I opened many of the shows when I toured with Dave. Very generous, very loving guy. But my first tour on my own there, I was in the town of Limerick, where you remember, if you read the book Angela's Ashes, that's the setting for that. And so I was on the river, the Limerick River, I think it's called. I can't remember, but in Doolin's Pub, and sang that song, and it was... They put me in with the regular Irish band that night, so everybody sits in a little booth and trades songs, and the crowd just kind of stands there, and you play straight for about 3 or 4 hours. It was a wonderful experience for me, but when they sing along on that song, when they get to the little Gaelic part, the little Irish part, it's different words. It sounds a lot different, so that part's interesting for me. I was right across the street, down the street. I went up there in the morning to where when he walks out and he throws the book, the ledger book of all of the, he'd been working for, this is Frank McCourt's story. So Frank, as a young boy, had been working for the woman in town that lent money to all of, everybody's just so desperately poor, and she's the only one that had money. And she kept a book of ledgers, and you know, his job was actually writing letters to collect, to try and threaten people to collect money. But he needed money himself. That's how he got to the States. If you've seen the movie, you've seen all of this. But anyhow, when she dies, he takes her money, and then he takes the book, the ledger, the book of debts, and throws it into the river there. And I went down there. I was down on that without even knowing it, because I hadn't seen the movie for a little while. So anyhow, that was kind of exciting for me. I'm going to go back again to, I'll do a blues here. I'm going to tune for a little bit here. I've got my other tuner here. I couldn't find any of my smaller clip-on tuners, so I've got the big old thing here. But I'm going to do a song from... of course, everything looks fine. Almost. From the last album, not the latest, but The Town Where I Live. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you, baby. You can just set it down. If you snap the string a little bit, it takes some of the tension out. I know it's an annoying sound, and I apologize. As you tune the string, you put tension up there, but it doesn't always translate through the little bone nut there, the slots. And so if you've got that tension there, it can snap out and knock you out of tune. So anyhow, this is a blues. This is called Sweet Little Mama. Sweet little mama, who does your light shine on? Sweet little mama, who does your light shine on? I'm standing in the shadows, all I ever had is gone. Sugar in the morning will last the whole day through. Sugar in the morning will last the whole day through. The sugar in my coffee, baby, tastes just like you.
I'm going to the city where nobody knows my name. I'm going to the city where nobody knows my name. Where the streets are full of strangers and everybody looks the same. Tell me, little mama, where did you stay last night? Tell me, little mama, where did you stay last night? Hey, did you stop to think about me when you turned out the lights? Sweet little mama, who does your light shine on? Sweet little mama, who does your light shine on? I'm standing in the shadows, all I ever had is gone. I'm standing in the shadows, all I ever had is gone. Thank you, baby. So, also from that album, I'm doing a lot from the town where I live tonight, not for any particular reason. Every week I just try and shuffle the songs around. I, of course, have been favoring the newest songs off of the new album, just, you know, for a number of reasons. Number one, they're new to me, and I'm still enjoying playing them a lot and still learning them. But then I just shuffle the other songs around to try and come up with a set that's a little bit different. But anyhow, I seem to be favoring the town where I live a lot, and this song is from that, the most recent album, but not the new one. Song called Hold On Jake that I made a video of with my friend Ron Resnick. I like to talk about the video because I think it came out pretty amazing and pretty wonderful. Ron's very talented photographer and very, very excellent videographer also. We've worked on a number of videos together. So I'll send this out to my sister Cindy and their granddaughter Darcy and Mike's little girl Kessie, and our friends Kevin and Joanne out there on the north shore of Hawaii, the little pineapple town of Oahu. This is called Hold On Jake. Do that a little better. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. You got $1, I got a dime. You get the liquor, I'll get the wine. Cain starts to shout, Abel starts to holler. Moses called a sheriff for the very last time. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Mama's got a pistol, Papa's got a gun. There's not a lot of difference when you gotta run. Daniel can't dance, Lucy's in the corner. Cindy's gone to Reno with the good shepherd's son. Hold on, Jake, the time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, just sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Hey, you can hold on to faith, hold on to something, hold on to whiskey if it gets the job done. Throw it all away, it's all a little risky, like some old hound dog just laying in the sun. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, just sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Hold on, Jake, Mama's moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, Jake.
Thank you very much. Susie's handed me a note here, and I gotta lean down to get
Oh, I'm
to
so
it.
sorry.
All right. So, looks like my son Matt is asking for. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're in luck, Matt. That song's coming up in a couple of songs, so just stay tuned in. My son Matt asked for Texas Lawyer, which is also on the new album, but it's a song that we redid. If you don't mind, Matt, I'll stick to the set list here because I'm old and easy to confuse, but it's coming up in just a couple of songs, so hang in there. Susie is over there cracking up to whatever Tommy Salcedo is posting. And I get it because I've read some of Tommy's posts. Tommy is a funny guy. And glad you're listening. I'm glad all of you are listening. Thank you very much. So I'm going to do another song off of the new album. This is called Juanita, Why Are You So Mean? Juanita is Susie's mom's name, her mother's name. She's always gone by, as long as I've known her, she's generally gone by either Jenny. I call her Jenny, or a lot of times I call her Guggum, which is the name that all of the kids, the grandkids have always called her, because the oldest granddaughter, Jennifer, when she was just learning how to talk, just learning how to speak, tried to say grandma or whatever she was trying to say, and it came out as Guggum. So she's been Guggum ever since then. But her name is Juanita or Jenny, but I call this song, in this song I refer to her as Juanita because it works better in the song, I guess. But the story is that when Susie's dad, Johnny, was sort of trying to date, trying to get to know Jenny, Juanita, when they were younger, much younger, of course, they were kids.
she was sort of giving him the brush off. She was giving him a hard time. She was sort of not really, she wasn't being very nice to him, is what the story is. The way I heard the story is that she actually told him her name was Rosie to try and give him the brush off. And of course it didn't work. They got married, had 7 kids. And somehow I got married to the most beautiful of all of them. I don't know how that happened. I'm just incredibly lucky, I guess. So this is called Juanita, Why Are You So Mean? So this is sort of that story, but of course I kind of wrote my own version of it. So, and this is Liam's favorite song. So hopefully you're listening, Liam. Get on your dancing shoes. I never saw it coming. I never had a clue. Just minding my own business. That's when I first saw you. I liked your rings and necklace. I liked your long black hair. I almost fell to pieces. You didn't seem to care. Estoy bajo de tu hechizo y no entiendo por qué. Es el poder del todo H o algo más que no puedo ver. No puede ser. We've been upside down and inside out and back and forth and in between. But from the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? I heard it from your mama. I heard it from your friends. That girl will leave you crying and broken in the end. You spent up all my money. You somehow lost my car. I'm sorry we got started. Sorry that it went this far. Cuán ciego puede ser un hombre. Es triste pero es verdad. La próxima vez necesito mi coche, porque ahora no tengo nada. No tengo nada. We've been upside down and inside out and back and forth and in between. But from the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? We've been upside down, inside out, and back and forth and in between. But from the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? 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 Susie always laughs at the no tengo nada, I have nothing line, so she's got a bit of the devil in her too, I guess. I've got to be a little careful there. So,
Poor guy.
That's your dad. So a lot of that is made up, though. It didn't happen exactly like that. Susie's mom didn't lose her dad's car, at least as far as we all know the story. So, and my friend Tony Zamora wrote the, he co-wrote that song with me. He helped me with that song tremendously. He wrote the Spanish lyrics there, which mentioned Toloache, which is a psychoactive sort of love potion you have to get from the back alley sort of doctors. Curanderas, that's maybe my favorite part of the song. Thank you for that, Tony. Is Tony listening? Have you seen him? So I'm going to do a song that's go back a little bit further. This is a song called Sweet Bernadine. And it's the title track of that album 2 or 3 albums ago. And I grew up in San Bernardino, and so did Susie. We that's where we met and started hanging out and got married. And our son Matt was born there at St. Bernardine's Hospital there in San Bernardino. And Jesse, we were living in Covina when Jesse was born, but Susie was with Kaiser at the time, so he was born in Fontana. So, and anyhow, we essentially have pretty strong ties to San Bernardino's. And a lot of family, a lot of Susie's family is there still. My family is sort of scattered to the winds. We were sort of that way growing up. And anyhow, my dad and my younger brother are buried there in Mountain View Cemetery in San Bernardino. But the rest of the Shays are scattered, mostly out of Southern California. And a lot gone now. But anyhow, as I said, we have ties emotionally, I guess. In a lot of ways it still feels like a hometown. But if you know anything about San Bernardino for the last 20, 30 years or longer, if San Bernardino has been in the news, it's been for all the wrong reasons. Just terrible things, economic reasons. All of the jobs left during the time that I was living there, and that just kind of the jobs go, that's kind of all the money goes. So anyhow, I wrote this song. It's kind of bittersweet, but I think about what it was like when we were growing up there, and it's still a beautiful place. Just it's kind of nestled in the mountains in such a beautiful way on the right day, the right weather, especially in the wintertime. The mountains may be covered by snow. In the springtime when we were growing up, there were citrus groves, the citrus blossoms everywhere in the air. It was a beautiful place, much more rural, less crowded than it is now. So I wrote this song, as I said, and it's Saint Bernardine is a reference to the patron saint of San Bernardino. Saint Bernardine, who from all reports was a hapless fellow, and nobody is quite sure how he became a saint. But he's ours, and we love him. This is Saint Sweet Bernardine. Sun beats down on an old dirt track. Broke down, didn't come back. I'm gonna sing that again. I sang that. Broke down wagon never did turn back. Down through the mountains and the rocks and the weeds, down to the river and the cottonwood trees. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. When times were good, they never did last long. For Johnny and Juanita seemed to all go wrong. You try to make a living, Try to stay ahead, try to do what you can to keep the little ones fed. Oh, sweet Bernadine. Oh, sweet Bernadine. I was just 18 when I first left home. I drifted and I rambled just to try to stay gone. But the more I run, the more I see how this tired old town is still a part of me. Oh, sweet Bernadine. Oh, sweet Bernadine. But now the sun's come up and the heat's come down. It's hard luck living in a hard luck town. 'Cause everywhere you go, people shake their heads. It's hard not to think that you'd be better off dead. Oh, sweet Bernadine. Oh, sweet Bernadine. Oh, sweet Bernadine. Oh, sweet Bernadine.
So that goes out to all our friends and family out there in the Inland Empire, in San Bernardino and neighboring sort of areas. Bittersweet, as I said, but we all have good memories. Everybody remember cruising E Street? I never did that much. We were kind of hippie, trying to be hippie musicians, I guess, at the time, but that was a bit more of the car culture. But probably almost as big as Whittier Boulevard. That might not be a good comparison. Whittier Boulevard is pretty huge and still ongoing, but very comparable, I guess. So the wild, crazy car culture there. San Bernardino had their version, and the Swing Auditorium, where I saw so many concerts. I saw Jimi Hendrix there twice, and I saw Jimi Hendrix 3 times. I was kind of talking about concerts we'd seen with my friend Frank Brandon, who's he's the head of my distribution company, Burnside Distribution, up there in Portland, Oregon. But so I was on the phone with him today, or yesterday or the day before, and we had some business to discuss, but what we talked about for about a half hour or 40 minutes was concerts that we had been to when we were younger. And Frank's a little bit older than me, and he grew up on the East Coast, and he beat me handily as far as concerts that he had seen, but I kept up pretty well with things that I saw when I was a kid at the Swing Auditorium and other places, so I got to see a lot. And I had no idea at the time what an education it was, the people that I saw. First real concert I saw was the Buffalo Springfield there at the Swing Auditorium. And we were so young that my friend's dad had to give us a ride, and he dropped us off. And, concerts in those days did not run on any kind of a schedule. This was a long time ago. They were always a big mess. So he dropped us off at a reasonable time. We went in, we got our tickets, and we didn't really know what to expect. Most of the audience didn't look like they knew what to expect. So there were some other bands that played, and in between there would be just a tremendous amount of time, and people would walk around on stage and maybe take care of a little business. So they came on very, very late. The Buffalo Springfield came on very, very late. And even before they came on, I remember my friend was just, it was getting late, you know, and he was saying, "Oh, my dad's going to be waiting for us. My dad's," and I just kept telling him, "Oh, just a little bit longer. They're going to be on. They're going to be on." So I kept talking him into staying, and we'd stay a little bit longer, and he's getting so upset and everything. So finally they came out, and I think we heard 3 songs, or maybe only 2 songs, because they went into some sort of a medley, and they played for a long time on the second or third song. And he was just freaking out. He was just melting down and everything. He's like, "Oh, okay. So we finally left, and we go meet his dad at the designated place and get into the car. And his dad says, "How was the concert, boys?" And all I could think was, we could have stayed. He's cool. But I don't know. Maybe he got in trouble after I got out of the car. So where am I here? Oh, Blues Stop Knocking at My Door. This is a song from the new album. This is the first song. By Al Ferrier, Louisiana, sort of swamp rock, rockabilly kind of guy. I first heard this, a version by Lazy Lester, also kind of from that area, maybe a little bit more East Texas, West Louisiana, and but anyhow, both great versions. This is my version. I changed it up just a little bit. I just played it the way I play it, I guess. So this is called Blues Stop Knocking at My Door. Blues stop knocking at my door. Can't you see my heart is sore? Blues stop knocking at my door. What chance has this heart of mine? I keep losing all the time. Blues stop knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Everything I do is wrong. In a crowd I'm all alone. Blues stop knocking at my door. Why should I feel so blue? I've tried so hard to be true. Blues stop knocking at my door. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Yeah, blues knocking at my door. Oh, blues
stop knocking at my door.
Thank you, Betty. I got a little shake from Katie. Katie's stirring because this is usually the time that she gets a treat. So she has a good internal clock, that one. We get these Milk-Bone. They're from Milk-Bone, but they're not the crunchy Milk-Bone biscuit ones. They're they're some kind of it's shaped like a bone, and it's kind of, they actually smell really pretty good. They're teeth cleaning, I guess, and there's a couple of different varieties of them. They're expensive too. They cost, but she loves these. Oh, it's crazy. I try and have a little discipline with her, so I try and get her to lay down. You know, I'll put it down there, and I'll try and get her to lay down and then release her from that command, you know, because, you know, I take walks with her, and I have to try and be able to control her. She's not very good always in public, especially around other dogs. So I put the treat down. Susie doesn't do it. She just gives it to her. But she shakes. She's anticipating. So I feel kind of bad, you know, I mean, but it's only for a moment. It's like really not very long at all. But and it's for a reason, because, I mean, I do have to have some control over her. She's a work dog, so she feels like she should be in charge at all times. And I'm like, no, you cannot. You're not in charge. So anyhow, another song off of the new album. This is called Down at the Bar at Gypsy Sally's. And Gypsy Sally is, of course, a reference to the song by Townes Van Zandt, the great Townes Van Zandt, Tecumseh Valley, where he talks... what's the gal's name in that? I can't remember now. Anyhow, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, Caroline. She gets a job at Gypsy Sally's. So down at the bar. He doesn't sing down at the bar. I made that part up. So anyhow, and I kind of populated the bar with just some wild characters from songs and musicians that I kind of tried to populate it. I tried to create a bar scene that I thought would be interesting. So after years and years of looking out at bars and seeing people kind of like this, I guess. Anyhow, this is called Down at the Bar at Gypsy Sally's. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, just be cool, you'll be alright. You can pick your pills or pick your poison, but man, you sure don't pick a fight. She's got a shotgun in the corner. She keeps a shiv behind the bar. And if someone tries to play some masquerade, man, they sure won't get too far. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, Stagger Lee is shooting pool. Little Walter's in the alley, making a mess of some poor fool. Lightning's in the corner. Frankie Lee is with the band. Thelma pulls a pistol out, says she's going to shoot some man. You know it's not some grand illusion. Yeah, it's not some wicked dream. The whiskey smells like dynamite, and
tastes like kerosene. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, no one ever asks your name. Delilah's taking numbers, no one seems to know the game. Caledonia's drinking at the bar, the Wolfman's on the prowl. Just before the sun comes up, you might hear him start to howl. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's.
In the middle, making that.
Thank you, baby. You making yourself a drink?
Yes.
My sweetie's making herself a drink. She likes to drink eggnog, and you drink it with rum?
Brandy.
Brandy. Eggnog and brandy this time of year. Because it's the only time of year you can get eggnog. But I'll take a sip of hers occasionally, and it tastes really good. But it's so rich, I couldn't. She's made me one a couple of times, and there's no way I can drink it. I can get through that one sip, maybe one sip after that, and then I'm kind of done. So, anyhow, this is another song that's on the new album, although it's an older song. This song is on the first album I released as a CD. My first album, I like to say this, but tell this story so a lot of people have heard it. But my first album I released on cassette tape only, so I'm just kind of proud of that for an odd reason, no good reason. It's just a kind of a thing, I guess, with me. But my first album on CD only, this song was on it. It's called Texas Lawyer. It's a song of treachery and deceit. It's kind of a noir tale, I guess, in that everybody is guilty of something in this song. So my father-in-law, Johnny Moeda, gave me the Spanish lyric, the refrain to this song. Recibirás lo que mereces por tus desengaños. Basically, for your treachery and your deceit, you will get what you deserve. Which we all hope that the people that are treacherous and deceitful do get what they deserve. We're going to see what happens here after this election. It's finally definite, I guess. So I'm not going to get all sidetracked on that. But this goes out to my son Matt, who asked for it. This is called Texas Lawyer. Down south of Matamoros,
with the rattlesnakes, the sagebrush, and the sand. Where the wind blows like the devil every day until a man can barely stand. You can't expect too much because there's not too much out here but dust and bones. And the best that you can hope is that the past you buried leaves you there alone. Avado was a troubled man standing by a storefront in the rain, talking to himself out loud and singing crazy blues about a train. People stayed away from him, you never could be sure what he might do. But I listened hard when he told me about this certain Texas lawyer that he knew. He said this Texas lawyer been around now once or twice since last July, asking certain questions, bringing cigarettes and whiskey as a bribe. He didn't say too much about him, but I knew the man that he was speaking of. And I knew this Texas lawyer was not the kind of man that any man could trust. Recibido came at essay, por tustes and gaños. A cunning heart will always get what it deserves. Avado spoke of easy money, he said, for such a simple thing to do. This Texas lawyer only wanted to know some things about a man I knew. He said he had a number he could call and we could meet somewhere tonight. And then he asked me for a cigarette, coughed and spit and asked me for a light. The moon was on the water and the darkness and the shadows hit us well. A voice came from a car parked by a fence. What I'd said I could not tell. I turned to see Avado with a gun he held and pointed right at me. And I heard that Texas lawyer laugh as he stepped out of his car into the street. Recibido came at essay, por tustes and gaños. A cunning heart will always get what it deserves. Yeah, trouble always finds a man who tries to hide an old unsettled score. And anyway, the smell of fear just seems to bring the buzzards to your door. Here comes Katie. How are you? She's happy. The knife that I had hidden on my skin spoke like a cold and dark man. Time to pet the dog. They found that Texas lawyer face down in the street, Avado's blood upon his hands. Recibido came at essays, por tustes and gaños. She had dog breath. A cunning heart will always get what it deserves. It lingered here, it's still here. Recibido came at essays, por tustes and gaños. A cunning heart will always get what it deserves. Texas lawyer, my friend Wyman Reese, helped me write that song, and as I said, my father-in-law, Johnny Moyeda,
who left us way too soon. I'm sorry. I've been left a huge hole in the family that will never be filled. So anyhow, both helped me write that song, and that goes out to my son Matt, who asked for it, and I was thinking about that as I was singing it. So Matt, you would have been, I'm going to make a guess, maybe 3rd or 4th grade. 10 years old or so. So maybe you remember us, because I used to, I played in bars. I played in night bars and honky tonk. I played gigs at night for many, many years, and so I would have the kids. I would have the boys during the day, and Susie would work during the day, and we'd have a changing of the guards. She'd come home and usually have dinner, and then I'd be off to a gig somewhere. Anyhow, I spent a lot of time at home with the boys, which I'm very happy I was able to do. But we would do stuff together. But a lot of the time, I mean, they were kids. They entertained themselves pretty well. So I worked on stuff. So I'm not sure if Matt, if you remember me working on that song. As I said, you would have been 8 or 9 or 10 maybe. I'd have to think about it and add it up and try and remember when we were actually working on that song. He was 10 when your dad died, so yeah, you were probably 8 or 9. It was probably because that probably was just shortly before your dad died. Tragically, very sadly, so as I said. Anyhow, I'm going to do a song called The California Blues. It's a Jimmie Rodgers song. I'm going to lower the capo a fret here, and that way I can yodel. And that way I've given you a warning that it's coming up. So California is being hit just tremendously hard with this virus right now. It's out of control. It really is all across the country. But California, for nobody seems to know why, seems to be the epicenter. So it seems to be where it is the worst. The hospitals are maybe just completely full, if not now, soon. So please, everybody everywhere, but especially in California, be careful. Wear your masks. This is very, very bad. The vaccines seem to be effective, and we will all get them, but it's gonna take a while. So anyhow, for that reason, and I actually don't need a reason to sing this song. I love this song. I've sang it all over the country, all over the world. As I've said before, I've sang it on a train, racing along 80 miles an hour, that direction. So I was facing the direction we had come from. I've sang this song everywhere I can imagine, and I never get tired of it. Jimmie Rodgers, as I said, The California Blues. Well, I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. Yeah, I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. Not tonight, though. It's too cold. Well, I'm leaving you, mama, because you know you don't treat me right. Dog breath. Let me tell you something, mama, that you don't know. I said, let me tell you something, good gal, that you don't know. Well, I'm a do-right man. I've got a home everywhere I go. Well, I've got the California blues, and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I've got the California blues, and I'm sure gonna leave you here. It's not a nice song in some ways. I might ride the blinds. I ain't got no railroad fare. I'm gonna play a little guitar.
I'm gonna try and yodel. Yodel-lady, yodel-lady, yodel-lady. I hope nobody fell out of their chair. Say, listen, that happened one time. There's a story there. That did happen. A kid fell out of his chair when I yodeled. On the linoleum and those heavy, it was a school show. And I guess I didn't warn everybody clearly enough. And we were in a part of town where I don't think they hear yodeling too often. But those heavy metal chairs in an auditorium, it made a racket. He fell over, the chair went over. I don't think he had ever heard anything like that before. I say, listen to me, mama. I'll sing you this lonesome song. I say, listen to your daddy, sing you this lonesome song. You got me worried now. Yeah, but I won't be worried long. I've got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I've got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I might ride the blind. I ain't got no railroad fare. Here comes the yodel, hang on to your seats. Yodel-lady, yodel-lady, yodel-lady. Now I'll do it on the guitar. I messed that up at the end. Anyhow, I gotta practice that. Jimmy Rogers, the California Blues, where they sleep out every night, but they don't do it, not tonight, hopefully. There are people sleeping outside, what am I saying? And that's very tragic and very sad. I wish I had an answer. I don't even know what the answer to that problem could possibly be at this point. Susie and I reminded me that we slept outside in the summer. Very, very hot, so it was a lot different, but we would set up a little tent out there on an air mattress and sleep out there under the stars, so to speak. It's not like you can see a lot of stars in Southern California, but the moon, if it was out. So here's another song from The Town Where I Live, my last album, one before this newest. This is called You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone. The river's deep, the river is wide, soon I'll be standing on the other side. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. A midnight train's calling me, Illinois Central out of Kankakee. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Down the road as far as I can see, where the wind blows wild and free. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I may be back, but I don't know when. Look for me wherever I ain't been. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. The river's deep, the river is wide. Soon I'll be standing on the other side. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Memphis south down to New Orleans, red devil can't. Memphis south down to New Orleans, the devil can't catch what he's never seen. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me, you're gonna miss me, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Got a little fumbly on that one. I apologize for that. I did not practice that song, really. But I'm going to do one more song and say goodnight. Thank you again very much for joining me. There's some more names down here. Did I not read these yet? So let me grab this. Bob Ellis, Robert Ellis down in Houston area. Robert from the Train Tribe, also the Train Trips, and also from down in Houston. Rick Esquerdo. Rick had me on his podcast radio show. Rick for many years on KPFT, the great radio station, and his great program, Honky Tonk Juke. I'm saying the wrong name. It's Honky Tonk Juke. I forget Rick anyhow. But a great program there on KPFT. My cousin Kenny Jimenez out there. Is Kenny in San Bernardino? Where is he? Highland. So Kenny's out there in Highland, which is part of San Bernardino. Bill Marish. Bill, I don't know where you're from. And Chuck Roberts, thank you both for listening. I'll check and try and figure out where you guys live. So if you check in again, I can say hi from. And as I said, thank you all for tuning in. And anybody who I forgot to say hello to, my apologies. And thank you all for your support and for tuning in and listening. I'm going to play again next week and the following week. So next week will be the day after Christmas, and then the following week will be January 2nd. And then I'm going to take a break. And from then, I've been doing these every Saturday since March. And starting in January, I'll play the one on January 2nd, and then take a break and then play the third. So I'll play the first and the third Saturday every month instead of every Saturday. And try and get to a couple of other things that I've kind of been putting off and not seeming to find the time for, which is amazing because I am home all the time. It seems like I should have the time for these things. Anyhow, here's a Christmas song. I love this song. It's actually the only Christmas song I know, but I love this song because it celebrates here in the Southwest our
our Spanish and our Anglo heritage. And it's just a very direct song. I just love this song. I don't get tired of it. Please sing along. It makes it that much better. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Excuse me. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Merry Christmas from both Susie and I. Thank you again for tuning in. Have a wonderful holiday. We'll see you after Christmas. The day after Christmas, next Saturday. Please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Wear your goddamn masks. God damn it. I don't know what else to say. We have to be very careful. We're close, but we're not there yet. So please be careful and take care of yourselves. Good night.